After completing phase 1 exercises, typically between 1 to 3 weeks, most people are ready for progression onto phase 2, which is the active range of motion and initial strengthening phase of the shoulder rehab program. The criteria for moving on to phase 2 include pain that is reasonably controlled at rest and with sleep, the ability to achieve and maintain good posture, along with improvement or maintenance of shoulder range of motion. The focus of phase 2 is on improving active movement of the shoulder, moving from active assisted range of motion exercises to active range of motion exercises, which will be covered in the phase 2 exercise videos. It's also important to maintain good posture and technique throughout all phases of the exercise program. It's also advised to continue on phase 1 exercises, focusing on posture and range of motion along with pain relief. The focus of phase 2 is on improving active movement and gradually increasing loads placed on the shoulder. Daily exercise sessions for phase 2 exercises should happen between 1 to 2 times per day. And remember to continue the phase 1 range of motion and posture exercises. The first exercise we'll go over in phase 2 is to restore shoulder flexion using a wand, stick, or cane. To perform this exercise, you'll want to be standing in an upright position with good posture. With your affected side, you'll want to hold on to the cane, stick, or dowel, and again, using your non-affected side to help assist the shoulder into flexion. Over time, you want to reduce the amount your non-painful side is helping your painful shoulder, and gradually increasing the demand or load on your shoulder with the goal of performing active movement within a pain-free range. You'll want to repeat this exercise for about 10 to 15 repetitions, again holding for 3 to 5 seconds at the end of the movement, completing this exercise 1 to 3 times per day. The next group of exercises we'll talk about in phase 2 are called shoulder isometric exercises. These exercises are designed to activate the muscle without moving the joint. To perform these exercises, you'll need a towel and a wall or door frame. The first position we'll want to get into is facing the wall. Again, you want to have good posture looking forward. Place the towel on the wall and bend your elbow to 90 degrees. You're going to push with your hand into the wall about 30% of your maximum, holding for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relaxing. You'll want to perform this exercise for about 10 repetitions once per day. When performing isometric strengthening exercises, we want to work the shoulder in all of its available directions of movement. Aside from pushing forward, we also want to work on rotation outward and inward. To do this, we'll place our towel again against the wall, elbow bent to 90 degrees, and pushing the back of our hand in against the towel on the wall. Again, about 30% of our maximum effort. Keeping good posture, we're going to apply pressure into the towel, looking straight ahead, holding for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relaxing. Again, performing for about 10 repetitions, holding for 3 to 5 seconds. The other direction we want to perform is inward rotation. Using my other hand to demonstrate, we're going to have the same starting position, elbow bent to 90 degrees, and instead of pushing out into the wall, I'm going to use the palm of my hand to push into the wall. I'm going to hold again for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relax. Again, performing 10 repetitions 1 time per day. The other direction that we will perform isometrically will be with our back towards the wall, towel behind the back of the arm, looking straight ahead. In this case, I'm trying to do a backwards motion with my shoulder, but the wall is going to stop me. So to do this, I'm looking straight ahead, pushing back, holding for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relaxing. Again, performing 10 repetitions 1 time per day. Our final direction that we'll do is shoulder abduction isometrically into the wall or door frame. To do this motion, we'll have the towel against the door frame, and I'm trying to do an outward direction with my arm. but the wall is stopping me. Again, maintaining good posture, I'm going to resist pushing into the towel slightly, about 30% of my maximum contraction or effort, holding for 3 to 5 seconds, and then relaxing. Again, I'll repeat this for 10 repetitions, holding for 3 to 5 seconds, once per day. The next exercise we'll go over in phase 2 involves using a resistance band to perform a rowing motion. To do this exercise, you'll want to secure your band around something that's not going to move. Step back to place a little bit of tension on the band. While maintaining good posture, you'll want to pull the band back with both hands equally until your arms are in line with your body. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds and slowly return to the starting position. For this exercise, you'll want to perform 10 repetitions, trying to build up to 3 sets. The next exercise we'll go over is called the shoulder press. This is a really good exercise for strengthening the muscles around the shoulder blade. To do this, you'll need a 1 to 5 pound weight. If you don't have a free weight at home, you can use a soup can, which is around 1 pound. To do this, you'll want to lie on your back with your head supported on the pillow. Have your arms straight out in front of you with your hand pointing directly at the ceiling and your shoulder blade resting on the bed. From this position, you'll want to punch up towards the ceiling, raising your shoulder blade off the bed and holding for 3 seconds. From here, you'll want to return to the starting position slowly. You want to repeat 1 to 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions once per day or every other day with this exercise. A way you can make this exercise more difficult is by starting without a weight, doing the same motion, and trying to draw small circles overhead. You can do clockwise direction for your circles, or counterclockwise, or trace small letters of the alphabet. To make this more challenging, you can re-add your weight. Again, maybe starting with a 1 to 2 pound weight. Go up into your position. You can do those small circles, maintaining control. Again, you can do clockwise, counterclockwise motions, or trace letters of the alphabet until your shoulder muscles fatigue and return back to the starting position. Another useful exercise for strengthening in phase 2 are bicep curls and tricep extension exercises. For the bicep curl, start with a light weight between 2 to 5 pounds. Begin with your arm at your side and slowly turn your palm up towards your shoulder as you curl your arm up, holding at the top and pausing before returning to the starting position. As with the other strengthening exercise, the goal is to get to 3 sets of 10 repetitions about once per day. Next, to perform the triceps extension exercise, you'll want to secure your band to something overhead. From this position, you'll want to grab onto the band, maintain good posture, keep your elbow tucked in your side and elbow bent to 90 degrees. From here, you can pull the band down to your side, holding for 3 to 5 seconds and returning back to the start position. As with the other exercises, the goal is to increase to 3 sets of 10 repetitions once per day. The next exercise we'll demonstrate is called the wall slide, and this is another really great exercise to strengthen the muscles around the shoulder blade. To do this exercise, you'll want to be facing the wall with your hands on the wall, your arms resting at your side. You want to engage your shoulder blade muscles. So doing our scapular setting exercise from phase 1, we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades together, straight back, not up like this, but straight back, keeping our shoulders nice and relaxed. So we're going to have our hands on the wall, engage our shoulder blade muscles. Keeping our head and body still, we're going to lift our arms overhead with our hands on the wall until our elbows are straight and we reach a V position. From here, again, we're going to want to engage those shoulder blade muscles, so keeping our head and body still, engaging the muscles around the shoulder blade, and lifting our hands off the wall, holding for a count of 3 to 5 seconds, and returning to the wall and sliding back down to our starting position. Up, engage those shoulder blade muscles, keeping your head and body still, raise your hands away from the wall, again holding for 3 to 5 seconds, back to the wall, and sliding down. We'll want to repeat this exercise for 1 to 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, 1 time per day.